Oh, hello everybody. Hi. Hi, Gabby.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. So happy after a wonderful first day of business done different. So different. So many things I want to share. In particular, one thing that really changed
Wait,
my life.
before we get there,
Yeah.
hold on. First, let's say hello to everyone out there who's watching now, who's going to watch in the future.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
And we wanted to say hello. First of all, I'd like to say hello from my new room at Elegar. During our Business Done Different workshop today at lunch, I got to do a swap, and this room is beautiful and has a lot of sun. So if you can see, there's just lights coming from everywhere. Um, but first, can we start like a little bit about Business Done Different? Because I didn't know about this until 10 years ago. Like I grew up loving business, like from the minute I was 7 years old, I was talking to my dad about business and like helping him with different things, ideas, what to do with his employees and things of that sort. And so for me, business always had a very different excitement and, possibility. Um, but most of the places I worked, whether it was hospital, because I originally wanted to be a doctor, or if I was working in even in the corporate world, it was so different in terms of like you're an employee, even if you're a leader, even if you're an executive, there's a lot of rules of how you get there, right? Um, but then 10 years ago, I found this amazing book called Joy of Business. And I was like, oh my God, someone actually captured something that I love so much, which is having that enthusiasm and excitement in business, working with people, working. I loved partnerships and growing businesses, like your business, my business, we come together, we help each other grow, and then we empower, whether it was constituents, whether it was customers, whether it was patients, whatever it was. But I realized, there's a whole other world to business that most people don't know about, which
I
is,
didn't know about it either.
yeah, yeah, it's really that everything is the business of your life. And the more you are having fun, the more you actually look forward to getting up and doing your business, the more it has the ability to grow in its own innate way, the more we can receive from the earth. Like I'm here on a property, I'm an investor at El Lugar. That's why I'm here before the property opens. I also am an ambassador for it. So I've been here also learning more about the property and how much nature and the earth are here gifting and contributing to us. And one of the reasons that Gabby and I wanted to come on this Facebook Live is that one, share a little bit more about Joy Business and Business Done Different. But two, what was interesting is, Gabby, do you want to talk about like you've done Business Done Different before?
Yeah.
Okay. But this time was different.
Totally different. Yeah, totally different. I was like focusing on my business and I was totally excluding my body. And then we were in the middle of the class, first day class. And then, well, you know what she starts doing. Laleh, you start with your magic and the clearance and everything. And I was like, I started to feel, I've been having a back pain for as long as I can remember, the upper part of my back. And then it suddenly popped. So many things that I was like a burden that I was carrying, points of view, some loyalties that I thought that I had to be the one that would change my family's reality. And it's something that I never thought that it was part of my responsibilities. And then suddenly it just went away. I feel totally light, like even more flexible. with much more space. So part of the things that I've learned, particularly in this class, it's not only about business and money and clients, it's about including everybody to your business. But I only had to include maybe my services, my classes, products, or whatever. I've always excluded like maybe nature or people or other awareness that I was receiving, and I was aligned to this judgment or whatever was going in this reality. So magical part of this class, especially today, is that my body is so thankful because I was able to let go of something that it was not even mine. I thought it was mine. And that totally changed me energetically, physically, and even gave me more space. And also learning that it's fine, it's amazing to be different. Because many of us maybe do the same thing. And sometimes we're just stuck with the thing of competition in things like everybody would use social media or cards or whatever, but that we have to honor the way we do things, that's different, and being different is amazing and it's okay. And that, yes, we will receive judgments and people will talk about us, but we also can use that to our favor. So it did change the perspective. It didn't change the reality. It changed my reality, my universe, and feeling comfortable because I had so many judgments of how I had to do my business or my life or my relationships, including myself, because obviously there's always moments where you want to be included, you want to belong. And I was really resisting being me. And I thought there was something wrong with me, but there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that I'm different. It's not a big deal. We make it a big deal, so significant and relevant, but the only thing you have to do is just be you and laugh. I started laughing with Laleh in the class. She did a little, I had a chocolate jar award, chocolate with almonds. Like, here you go, sweetie. You want this award of being the same as everybody, stupidity, fine. And I couldn't stop laughing. And then all the things that were stuck to me, they started to just melt away. So this is amazing. How much fun, how much joy, how much laughter can you include in all aspects of your life? Not taking everything seriously, doing things the way this reality tells you to do. And yes, different is just different. It's not a big deal. And yeah, I know that there's so many people that are going to tell you you're right or you're wrong, that you're not going to be successful if you continue on breaking the rules and regulations of this reality. But that's not true. And how many times we buy them and then we sell them and then we're crying and we're nagging about my life is not different. I don't have the amount of money or clients or whatever I need. Well, yeah, because I'm trying to do business like the others, but we can't do it because we're different. Every human being is different. So we have to honor that little or huge or medium difference we are in this world. And people are going to contact us or follow us just because they love our energy. And not all the energies are the same. We're all different. So what can we do today to make our life and living totally different in the way that makes you feel happy, makes you feel light, makes you even laugh of yourself? That's the thing. Humor, a little bit more humor, tons of gratitude. So I'm really, 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 really thankful, Laleh, because of my award and because that pain just went away. I've been going to chiropractic, yoga, a lot of processes. Access has a lot of body processes, amazing body processes that they're so helpful. But it just took one decision, one awareness, and choosing something totally different. And it changed my world. It changed my body. So if you want to change your world, businesses, your relationship with you and everybody else, and you want more joy and ease in your life, well, challenge yourself. Be different. That's what the world needs. The difference you can be.
You know, it's really interesting you say this, because it seems like the easiest choice on the planet to say, hey, what's my unique way of doing something? You know, like for me, anyone who's been like following me or like chatting with me the last 2 years, I've had the weirdest, totally different businesses. You know, I've been traveling almost every week or every 2 weeks to a different country, been working with schools, I've been working with not-for-profits, I've been working with realtors, I've been like, it's been like this whole
With
thing.
the army,
The military, yeah, and all of it really, like, that's that uniqueness that we each have. And you know, it's interesting, I recall I had a friend, we were talking yesterday about when I was almost 11, when we moved from France to California. And I had a lot of friends who were from Mexico. And there was this dance event going on at school. And it was so interesting because a bunch of my friends were from Mexico and they were all going to wear a special shoe from Mexico to this dance event. And I wanted to be like my friends, you know? And so I dragged my dad to the shopping mall. We went for hours to every shoe store there was. Back then, there was no mall that had like 20 shoe stores, right? But we went to a lot of them. And I was literally crying because I could not find the fabric, no heel shoe that like 8 of my friends were going to wear that you buy in Mexico. You don't even buy in America, you know? And my dad ended up buying me these black Mary Janes, you know, patent leather, Mary Jane shiny shoes. And I remember it cost $52. Like this is like 1985 or 84. I don't even know what it was. It was very early in the years, right? 83, whatever. $52 back then was like a lot of money.
Yeah,
and I was crying. I wasn't even grateful. I was crying that I still hadn't found the shoes, you know? And at that moment, how much I literally wanted to be like my friends. Instead of, holy moly, I have patent leather, Mary Jane, celebrate that and be unique. And it, you know, it's funny, I was the only kid with those shoes. And I had made it be wrong because I was supposed to fit in, but actually I had a pretty cool shoe because most of my friends spent $8 on their shoe, you know? It had no heel, you know, they could feel the rocks on the ground, but it wasn't. And it's like how early we learn, do the best practices. I mean, gosh, I've been in consulting for so many years and everything was about best practices. Who's doing what, doing, you know, Sigma, your best processes and all this stuff. It was always about what is someone else doing? They're getting it right and let's duplicate it, which really didn't work for me. Now I've changed my style. My whole thing about it is very different, but like how much, like you're saying, we don't even know most of the time. We're plagiarizing how other people do their business instead of the success to your business, whether you're a one-person solo entrepreneur, whether you are a billion-dollar organization, that business has its own voice, its own uniqueness. It got created because it wanted to create something. Even if it's the same products that they're going to sell as everybody else, there's still a uniqueness and a different voice that business brings in. But so do the staff. So do the people that are leading it. And that's what makes it be so special. Each of us bringing our skills, our abilities, and our voice to that. And one of the things that, you know, I travel a lot doing a lot of things around wellness, and most people, they're willing to sacrifice their body to do certain things at work. And one of the things that I really loved about you today, Gabby, was it really was me asking you some intriguing questions to dig under something that you had hid even from you.
Yeah, totally.
And when we exposed everything that was under the rug, the pain could leave because you no longer had to hold on to it anymore. And that's one of the gifts for your business, is like when your body is healthy, when your body is actually, you know, we're not torturing our bodies, you know, we're
No.
including our bodies, like how much more your business can grow.
But you know what else? I think one of the things that made a huge difference is every class you give, you're always being a leader. You empower us to know what we know. You're not imposing. You don't want us to follow you. You don't care if we maybe, there's no competition. Like if you know more, it's better for me. It's like you have this energy of just sharing and loving energy. That's what I think all of us need for our businesses and for the people that work with us, not for us, that we can empower them and do things differently. So that's another amazing tool that I've learned. That you don't have to worry if maybe I took this class or somebody takes a class and they give more classes than you. That's not important. The thing is that you gave somebody the gift, like you gave me the gift of knowing what I've known and asking questions all the time. Well, because it's not really a habit, but it's like these reminders that ask every day a question, how to be not only conscious, but start fighting this reality. How can you live your reality without fighting the reality of everybody else? So that creates so much lightness for me. It's like, I don't have to maybe fight with money, with success, with my family, with my kids. Just a different perspective. And that's what people think, that's what all of us need to know. And there's some maybe basic rules that if you use them, all these tools that Access gives us, if you just use them, you can change everything. At least your world, and be an invitation for everybody to ask you, what are you doing? You look different. So if I can change my world and destroy and create all the points of view that I had until these 10 seconds, how much can I create for everybody else? And just be this invitation. So thank you for being this amazing leader. And this class that you also, that was part of last year, Leaders of Tomorrow. How can you be an amazing leader for yourself, but for everybody else and for your country? I'm here not just because of me, but because I want to do business done different. And if I can be this invitation from my country, amazing gift.
Yeah. And
Just
thank you
because.
for that. Thank you for that. And I'm
Really?
melting and got chills everywhere too. But that's the beauty of each of us. Leadership doesn't start with just, I have a job where I have to lead others. You know, some of my most favorite leaders are less than 12 years old. It doesn't mean the ones over 12 are not, but I have found like they're not willing to let anything stop them. For a while, I was working with a lot of 12-year-olds who are entrepreneurs starting their own businesses. And it's like I mix them up with the Leaders of Tomorrow. some of the first ones that we did was a mix of kids from 8, 9 years old till like, pretty much 60s. And it had CEOs, it had massage therapists, it had kids in middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. But then it had all these different professions. And one thing I loved was the CEOs who were in that program took more notes than anybody else because they could actually be in a space of like age didn't matter. Everybody contributed to everybody. The youth had a different perspective than people who'd been in different lines of business. And when they all came together, they helped each other. It wasn't like the CEO was the top and everyone had to learn from them. It really was the engaging of all of them being able to contribute to each other. And we had a 6-week session that we did, and it was just so beautiful. And, I just wonder, like, even around leadership, and we're talking about the end of the year, a lot of people take time off and for the holidays. And I just spent some time with my kids doing an early holiday, but I didn't turn off my business, And I think that's the other thing in leadership. What if you never disconnected from your job, your business, even though you think that's your personal time? Keep your energy flowing. So when you do return on January 2nd or 3rd or whatever it is, your business never stopped. Your business will continue this gifting and receiving of energy, still being able to pull in clients for you. So it just is this flow instead of this is my time, balance my life and work. And then you have this like time that you have to, it's like getting back on the horse, you got to have some time to make that happen. But find what it is that works for you.
But you know what else, Laleh? The thing about possibilities. For example, we haven't always agreed, you and me. There are many times that we don't agree, but we always find a different possibility that works for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's an amazing gift.
But I think one of the misled perspectives is that, if we have the same idea, that means we're doing things right, and therefore we can move forward. But one of the greatest ways to grow the business is actually bringing in people with diverse backgrounds, diverse thinking, people who are going to not challenge, but they're going to look at things from a different perspective and bring their awareness, their energy. And, one thing I found that when you surround yourself with people who just think like you do, you cannot attract a whole other world of clients either, because it's all everyone focusing in one place. But when you diversify, and even the ones I would say that most would say they're difficult to work with, like what if those people that are difficult to work with isn't about you excluding them? What can you include that includes their awareness? Because they're gonna look at it from a different angle than anyone else is looking at it. Exactly. So yeah, I really love the fact that you and I have always asked questions.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the incredible parts of this class is today was an awareness that I thought it wasn't a problem, but also with the other people that were from Armenia, from Mexico, but we have from Russia, totally different points of view and perspective. And one thing that the four of us this aligned, well, not aligned, we had in common, that's the word, is that we never thought that we could do business with relaxation. We thought that business had to be stressful and it had to be a struggle, even though we're from different parts of the world. It's not Mexican's points of view, it's the world's way of seeing business. Today we learn that you can do different, that you can do your
Yeah.
business and relax and enjoy it at the same time. So can this get any better? I
You
never
know,
thought it was possible, but it
yeah.
is, because that's the magic of this class. You can see that everything that's impossible is possible. And it's just our points of view that doesn't allow us. So if we change our points of view, we change our reality. The only thing is that you have to be willing to choose and commit to you and your business, even if it's done different.
It's so funny. I used to work in an organization that had a lot of consultants, and we do a lot of stuff in technology. We work with Fortune 100s, the financial, industry. We work with intelligence in the government and all this other stuff. And they had a really, really tough job. They'd go in where there was like things were blowing up, problems, everyone finger pointing and everything, and then they would be the come somehow figure out how to make it work and then let it flow, and then they would leave, right? And one thing I found, literally the secret sauce, we all think is like this complex thing, but it was humor. The sillier they were, the more they were willing to make fun of each other, the more creative ideas they had. So we called it, the secret sauce was joy and laughter. And there were plenty of nights they would call me at 2 a.m. Hey, help me out. There's an executive here. We need an executive to talk to the executive, blah, blah, blah. But it was so funny that, most people think like, if I'm very serious in business
Very responsible.
If I do it the right way, and the right way is this, that I'm going to be able to do better than anyone else. But it was the opposite. It literally was the opposite. It was like, okay, don't make it serious. Don't assume this thing can last forever. How much fun can we have? How much can we just flip it in different directions? And then literally like so many creative ideas would come out of it. And then they would find solutions that worked for everybody, And I that's the thing that I'd like to add more into the world. I mean, the whole idea of this program is joy of business, and people laugh. I had people on the plane who stopped talking to me years ago when I started talking about joy of business. They're like, that's impossible. And they literally stopped talking to me. But then later on the flight, they actually apologized. They were like, it's just too weird. I was like, okay. But now people are like, I'm seeking something different. I would like to have more fun. I'd like to put the fun back in waking up and wanting to do something that makes a difference, So I don't know. I just got to say, like, silly me, like, I was serious too, but every time I'm serious, I'm like, who am I being? Like, who am I imitating here? Because I'm not serious at all.
That's not me. And there's amazing classes that you're going to facilitate that are totally different. If you want to create a business done different, please pop in this class. You're still in time. You can have the recordings. But also we have the next class now in December about debts. Can you talk about a little bit about that?
Which one?
The class that's I forgot the name.
January 1. Yes. January. I was like, what are you talking about?
About debts. No. Everybody has debts. I have debts. So if you want to change that, please hop in.
So Simone Milasas, who is the founder of Joy Business, she wrote a book called Getting Out of Debt Joyfully. And it's funny because it got a lot of like funny looks and stuff along the way. Because debt and joyfully.
Have fun with that?
How can you have fun with debt? But yeah, we have a book club that we're launching on January 1st because we're like, let's start 2023 from a very different perspective financially, because most people spend a lot of money in the holidays, and then the beginning of January they're in depression and then get into deeper debt, which isn't really going to help anything. So all the Joy of Business facilitators, we decided to get together and we're having this book club. It's $50. Come on, you can all handle $50.
Oh yeah, of
Come,
course.
we have it translated, I think, in 6 or 7 languages. And it will be a conversation about the chapters, but taking the book to another space of like actual discussion. It's not about you coming and we read the book to you. It's not storytelling, but it really is, how can we take the tools and how are we applying it? How are we noticing it from others? And really start to bring more conscious awareness to money, to spending, to utilizing your money to create a greater future on planet Earth, to allow your businesses to thrive. So it's a very different kind of conversation
Totally.
that I truly would invite people to. Yeah.
Because something that, for example, right now with this class, you can learn how to do business done different. Start January with like goodbye debts, or just have fun with it. And then we have leaders of tomorrow. What if you can become a leader in your life? Really a leader, not a dictator, not a boss, just a leader for your family, for your business. If you're a teacher, if you're an architect, whatever you do, you have to be a leader. So what would it take?
Yeah.
That you decide that this year's can be different,
It's interesting because the Leader of Tomorrow was actually a program that I started before I came to Access Consciousness. And I was doing a lot of leadership training for board of directors and executives, different level executive directors, vice presidents, and CEOs. And the framework is there, but it has all these other tools. So we have 3 different programs. We have one that's just for corporate. We have one just for schools. And then we have one that's this mix that I love, bringing different people from very diverse backgrounds together. And in January 5th, we'll do a quick, like it's a gift from me to others, just like a quick taste of like, what is this? Let's talk about what is it? And then at the end of the month, it's 3 days. And the first day is about you actually being more of you, like you being the leader of your life and living, and the tools that go along with that. And then the day 2 is all about financial awareness and the creation of wealth, which wealth includes money, but it really is about the wealth of being, the wealth of adding everything in your life, whether it's a vacation, whether it's your children's school, whether it's you finding something that brings you joy, but like really from financial awareness, but really allowing that to go to the next level. And then day number 3 is being the catalyst of change. And, most of us dream and we talk about what we're going to do, but we never execute. We never actualize it. So before you leave the class, we're already taking action, that you're already putting those actions in place. So when you leave the 3 days of class, you already have put it in place. So it really is taking leadership from a very different perspective.
And all the exercises that you can use, and you can use them all the time. And you can have also, obviously, the recording, so you can listen to it the whole year if you want to.
Yeah, all of them actually have Zoom, so they have video and audio, so that you can look at it if more visual. Some people like more auditory, so they like more listening. But then it becomes a resource that's available for you, especially like those moments when there are difficult times and you're like, hey, I like to add more creativity here. Or you're doing something and there's a portion of that training that might empower you to empower others. So yeah, for me, I think it's fantastic to be able to have all those resources available for you.
Yeah, and I think right now it's a time of everybody's gifting. But what if you can give yourself this gift to change your life and everything around you, to honor yourself, and you can be this ripple effect once you take the class. So you're still a time, business done different. Tomorrow we have our second day. Please join and pop in. and start a new and different and joyful and fun life, start in these 10 seconds.
Don't give them joyful life. Not everybody wants that.
I don't think. No, I think people like to suffer. Yeah. Stay with your drama and your trauma and all your debts and the scarcity of everything. Yeah, you're right. Stay the same. Don't be different. Yeah.
Oh, we always like to flip it on the opposite side, because usually when you tell someone something, they like to do the opposite. So definitely
Exactly.
do not join any of these. It would just not be fun enough, you know.
Don't be yourself. Don't change. Yeah.
But let's celebrate. I know we have Hanukkah that just started. We have Christmas that's around the corner. There's a lot of different things happening around the world for different people. And I know it's so easy, because I was one of those people that always made it about everyone else first. But what is one thing that you could do for you today, tomorrow, that even if it's like just for a moment, enjoy your favorite coffee by yourself, you know, or maybe it's to plan something for next year, just put it on the calendar. Like, you know, most of us start giving, and then one day you will also take. But that's not the life that we live. It's not about give and take. It's about gift and receive. You know, like, I know there's so many things that I've done. Just someone's smile just melts my whole world, or a hug, hugging someone. And so, like, what if it's okay? If anything, the more you empower you to make you a priority, the more you can be a better mom, a better wife, a better sister, because it starts from within. And most of us, I was one of those. It was always about everyone else. And I realized that's not what creates greatness.
No, it doesn't.
And I know you know that too, because you've got a few kids too.
I know I have kids, and sometimes I forget about myself, and it's like what my kids want, my husband wants, and it's like, okay, you have to start thinking about yourself and then the others. It's just self-love.
The funny thing is, we made it that it's either us or them, instead of when we include us, we include everything. So it is different.
Yeah. And how many times we just lift our walls and barriers, and that doesn't allow us to receive.
Yeah.
So how can we include ourselves in everything and everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, you know, like, most people focus on a lot of things come into the new year, but I really do wonder, you know, like, I did a free call about what else is possible with weight. And then we have what else is possible with aging. That's going to come up in January as well. And I just wonder, like, there are these things that we've made so important, and they become the New Year resolution. And most people, within a few months, they go backwards, you know? What if it wasn't about a resolution for 2023, but what if it was about maybe writing a list of not goals? Because goals, you either make them or you don't. And there's a lot of failure and guilt and all those other things that go along with it. But what if there was like a list of what are different things you'd like to explore in 2023, including your business? Like, what are different things your business would like to explore in 2023? And make it more from this list that becomes this empowering for you to actually make it happen instead of a dream.
Yeah, instead of adding projections and expectations, those things that sometimes we have, that maybe in 6 months I'm going to be size 0 or whatever, I'm going to have so much money. No, just have your list, your bucket list.
Oh, but then take action.
Exactly.
And what if the first action is just the fact that you wrote it down? Now who else can contribute to it? Where else can you go? Like, it really is that most of us are really awesome creators. And a lot of times we stop ourselves from that next step of making it happen. So anyways, we'll put that out there, and it was such a pleasure to chat with you. I'm really excited about what else the next 2 days of Business Done Different
Yay.
will create as well.
And for all the next classes. Yeah.
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Whether you're here with us live or you're watching later, thank you guys for you. And truly, what could we be celebrating of what we did choose and create in 2022? And then what else is now possible for us to choose in 2023?
Yeah, and happy holidays. Thank you so much, Laleh.
Happy holidays.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, darling. Bye, everyone.